Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday, we had a person show up at 4 in the morning here in our parking lot at the studios, looking for me, Glenn, or Keith. He drove here from Minnesota. Just so you know, when you do that without warning or appointment, it guarantees you will not see any of us. That's a guarantee. Security will see to that. And this has happened so many times. People coming in from Wisconsin, Minnesota, New York, I mean, all over the country, just driving here. The guy said God sent him. But God knows that when you do what he did, you will not talk to any of us. So please don't waste your time, effort, your money driving across the country to show up at the studios at some ungodly hour, expecting to share incredible information with us. You'll be very disappointed, and you'll have a long drive home. But
gas ain't cheap, you know?
Yeah, right. I mean, email, DM, phone call, I don't know, some other way to disseminate the information if you have super important information.
Wait, there's a phone number?
I don't know. Is there a phone number? Do we have a phone number?
Yeah, it's right there.
Right there on the wall.
Okay, yes.
That one.
With that.
Oh,
that
but
phone
if they seriously want to have a conversation, customer service.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
There's I forgot her name,
Right.
but she answers every phone call and emails us if it's
important.
If it's important, she will email us directly.
Yeah. So if you got information that came directly from God, tell her. Okay. She'll tell us.
All right.
And then we'll work on it.
Okay,
later.
so write this down because we don't. This isn't readily available, but I do have the
Do you have the phone number?
Yeah, I got the information here to contact Blaze customer support. So you've got support@blazemedia.com. Send them an email. Or let's see, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time. You call 1-800-282-2788. That number again is is that Beck's number? That's Beck's number, right? Isn't that the call-in number? 282-2788. Yeah, that's right.
No, that's not Glenn's number.
Yeah, 800-282-2788. They get you into customer service, and then you can pass it along.
Because I just feel bad. I don't want people to drive all the way across town. I'd like to talk to. We can't. We can't do that. It's just not safe. You know, we don't know who's nutty, and I mean, John Lennon was killed by a fan who went a little wacky. So you just don't, and security doesn't allow that.
And just so you know that the crew upstairs, the customer service folks do send us stuff all the time.
All the time,
by the way.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, so do we have the? Yes, we do. We do have
that,
it.
Huh?
I don't have the shot in front of me here. There it is. Okay, there it is.
Got the bug.
Got the bug.
They call it the
Got
bug.
the little bug in the lower. I guess that's my right. I guess it's your right too. Right?
Bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Bottom right-hand corner.
Bottom right.
There's a bug telling you how long.
How many days before the election?
We're making it official. Pat Gray
14.
Unleashed is now in election coverage.
Okay. 14 days left, including today, of course. We are exactly 2 weeks from the election.
So, like when we hit noon, can we round to 13?
And a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Noon and a half?
We won't be on at noon, so we'll just change it to 13 tomorrow, I guess. Would make sense.
How exciting. And early voting underway at pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere.
I went last night. Well, yesterday morning. I did. 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes.
45 minutes?
Pat, I was so pissed. I thought I was the smart person in Texas. I'm going to go today because no one is going to go there today. Yeah, 45 minutes later.
Wow.
It was... I almost gave up halfway.
Wow. Quitter.
But I didn't.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
You stuck it out.
And it printed correctly. I know, Keith, we were talking about yesterday how in Dallas...
Doesn't matter.
It printed correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Good.
But how do you know that's what got submitted into the system? The way Texas does the receipt for your vote means absolutely nothing. But that's cool.
But that's cool. Mm-hmm. All right.
So, yeah, early voting underway. Most of the country. There's still some states.
There's 3 states, I think, that don't. Right?
That don't do it at all. New Hampshire, Alabama, Mississippi. But early voting underway in most states. There's still about a handful that have yet to start. And we've got a thing we got to play later today. Florida voters, don't be fooled by the language on your ballot when it comes to Amendment 4. Tony Dungy will explain how important that is when it comes to the life of babies. So be listening for that.
Okay. Yesterday, Donald Trump visited Asheville, North Carolina, where he assured the region would be completely rebuilt under his administration and bureaucratic red tape would be cut. He also offered words of encouragement to the people who live there.
All of America shares your sorrow and your grief over the past few weeks. This region has seen an extraordinary hardship, but in the midst of such terrible tragedy, we have also seen the extraordinary love that binds us together as Americans.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time there. And you know how in overtime yesterday we talked about how winter is coming and they need so many items that you wouldn't think of, winter coats, jackets, gloves, and so on. I did post that, and I'll retweet this under Pat Unleashed. Please go take a look at that list of items that you wouldn't think normally about for a situation like this. But we have the address posted and everything. And if you wanted to send direct aid, instead of sending money to a charity, if you actually wanted to send these specific items, we have the address posted there as well. It's Hearts with Hands, 850 Warren Wilson Road, and that's Swannanoa, North Carolina, SWANNANOA, 28778. But we'll post this online. Please go to Pat Unleashed and check out that list if you wanted to directly help. It's a great group.
Also, the Biden administration just authorized another $400 million to Ukraine yesterday. Oh, so that's good. We got that going for us.
Every other day, man.
While the Asheville area continues to struggle, in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Jeez. Mm-hmm. So Tulsi Gabbard was also in the region recently. She was talking with locals, and this probably sums up how Americans are feeling when they see money going overseas to places like Ukraine.
I've grew up most of my life in North Carolina, and my grandma, she's from Asheville, and recently from Hurricane Helene, Asheville has been totally wiped out. No one's getting money, and FEMA is saying that everyone's supposed to get $750 to help, but everyone I know hasn't been getting approved. But all this money is going to Ukraine, Israel. I just want to understand, where is this money going to, and how come, we still have so much homeless population here, our roads are horrible here, but we can't get $750 from a hurricane disaster, and now people are out of homes. So I would just like to know where that money is actually going.
I was there in Western North Carolina about a week and a half ago, shortly after Helene went through there, and my heart is with your grandmother and any of your family that still remain in the area. I have friends who are both still actively serving and taken leave to go help out there, as well as many veterans who are going to small towns that no government entity has touched yet. Last night, they had a blizzard warning there in the mountains. They've got people who are homeless, who have no clothes, no food, no access to clean water, and dead bodies that are still being recovered. Unfortunately, the headlines have moved on. Your question is the most important question. When this was posed, this very same question was posed to the White House press secretary. You know what her response was? This is disinformation. The question is disinformation. The problem with this is they are prioritizing other interests ahead of the interests of our fellow Americans, your family, and so many other friends and family
America
who
last.
Desperately need help right now.
Yep.
And if we dare criticize their failed response that is resulting in people getting sick and potentially dying in the aftermath of Helene, they criticize us for disinformation. This is what happens in dictatorships. Those in power identify themselves as the country, and if we dare criticize them, they then call us traitors who are dangerous. This is why free speech is so important. This is what the First Amendment is all about, and this is why it's up to us to hold them accountable. Otherwise, they're going to continue to put the American people last.
Yeah. Wow. She's good. She makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah, I know she supported Bernie Sanders at one point, but she seems to have moved beyond that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's changed a bit.
You got to let that go.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's an egregious error there. That is egregious. When you support a socialist for president of the United States, it's hard to let go
People change.
of that. Yeah. Yeah, but
you gotta let it go, bro.
I can't.
I mean, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They figure it out, right?
Going back to the 40s now. All right. Okay, good. No, that's good. But Democrat is different than socialist, so a little bit different.
Is it?
Yeah. Hey, Timmy Walz is continuing his outreach to males, so he went on The View yesterday. What's next? A knitting class? Is he going to maybe a Lamaze class to reach out to males?
Walz campaign now? You're running the
book
show
club.
there?
Yeah.
I heard he's doing a book club with wine tasting afterwards.
Okay. All right, a book club. Yeah. Good. With maybe the Twilight featured? Maybe
Twilight will be
That'd
the
be great.
feature
That'd be
book.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, men going to be there in droves.
Oh, Team Jacob.
So, yeah. So here he is arriving on The View. There he is. Oh, he loves you. He loves you. And do we have no audio on that? That would have been special, I'm sure, to hear what he had to say. He was given a gift from the Coven at The View as well.
Oh, okay.
So we've got The View.
Oh, no.
And a dad in plaid.
A dad in plaid.
That's the single greatest thing I've ever got.
So that's for you to freshen up that wardrobe a little.
If you win, will you wear it back and come back and visit us? When you win, will you wear it back and come back and visit us?
Yes, I'm wearing, but that's what I was going to say. You know I'm wearing this. It is so sweet.
That is wonderful.
Isn't it? That was really beautiful. I was moved deeply.
I mean, considering how often he goes hunting, he's such a hunter.
He'll be wearing that a lot.
Sure, and he's constantly having to wash clothes.
So he just got another Elmer Fudd shirt. That's good. That's
exciting?
Great. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, got one, and it's got the View logo on it, so that's really cool. Man, men love this stuff. His outreach to men is going really, really well.
Men do.
Yeah, they love the View. They love the plaid. They love the View logo on the plaid. It's good. He was asked about hunting while he was on The View yesterday.
So you're out hunting pheasants.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that enough to convince people there's a middle ground on this issue? Because right now, right wingers are coming after you for how you handle your shotgun.
Well, I can shoot better than all of them. I guarantee. I got the trophies to prove it.
All right. He's awesome.
You got the trophies to prove it.
Tim Walz is a man's man. Well,
yeah.
Don't look too deeply into that one.
Then he was asked about the economy.
So the economy remains a top issue to voters, but our own ABC poll finds that 59% of Americans feel like the economy is not getting better despite inflation going down and a number of good macroeconomic trends. The same poll finds that voters trust Donald Trump to handle the economy more. What do you say about the perception that the economy is doing poorly, and what?
Yeah.
And what do you say to these Americans who feel like they're struggling?
Yeah, well, if they're saying they are, they are. And I think for all of us of prices being out there, I think that's why Vice President Harris has made it very clear that that is a top priority.
Oh.
But not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. It's not a priority right now for Harris.
Well, no, because, it's all Donald Trump's fault right now. Right now, it's, because he was president 4 years ago. So it's him. Blame him.
But if she has the influence on Joe Biden that she claims to have, then fix it now. Why do you have to wait until you're the president?
Did you see the numbers that came out yesterday? 1.8 million in the hole. Another 1.8 trillion. Just 1.8 trillion dollars deficit was announced yesterday. And whose fault is that? Donald Trump.
Oh, wait, what?
That's what they blamed. They blamed Donald Trump for their $1.8 trillion deficit. What? Yeah, the tax cuts, the Trump tax cuts. That put us in a hole.
Did we forget
the tax cuts for billionaires?
The credit card, the government credit card, do you forget to take that away from him? Is he still swiping the government credit card?
He must be. Yeah, he's ringing up some incredible bills for us in America. I mean, it's so pathetic that they continue. Obama did the same thing. He blamed Bush for 8 years, not just 4 years. If they won another term, as bad as that would go, they'd continue to blame Trump for it. Because that's what they do. They don't accept accountability or responsibility for anything. Wow, it's so frustrating. And here's a terrible commercial of Tim Walz pretending to be a football coach.
Hey everybody, Coach Walz here. Our base defense was a 44, but here's the thing. You draw up this game plan, you're going to use it. Donald Trump.
You won't make it to the end. You're not going to make it.
Their game plan is titled Project 2025, and there's several big pieces of this that are going to impact you. An abortion ban, taking away your right to make decisions about your body.
They're not doing an abortion ban.
IVF and infertility treatments.
No, they're not threatening IVF.
Now they're going to start monitoring pregnancies.
What? Monitoring
raising costs for you. So the first thing they're going to do is
that's been debunked a million ways.
But for billionaires, add 20% to everything that you buy. They want to get rid of overtime protection.
Pretty good stuff, right?
And then, of course, the last one.
Pause it for a second. Whoever said we're getting rid of overtime protections?
That's the first one I've heard about it from this video.
And they're going to monitor pregnancies? Show me that in the Trump plan.
Like Keith said, that's been debunked.
I know. It's so asinine. Well, the whole Project 25 thing, he's denied time after time after time. All right, let's see it.
Tech power. Wow. Put folks in the Pentagon that are loyal to them. Medicine.
Yeah, you don't
disease.
do that.
He's talking about putting people in who deny that those things happen. Gutting our public schools.
That medicine and disease happen?
Undermining programs like Head Start. That's their goal.
Wow.
People who put Donald Trump above the Constitution.
I mean, this should play everywhere, all day, every day. Because
that this is
there's nobody that can believe this, right?
Yeah, but okay, but he knows how to.
Football terms.
This is so stupid.
Watch this play. Watch this play.
This
all right.
player right here, the quarterback,
watch it now.
is gonna hand the ball to the running back coming around this way.
See that?
And the real play looks like this.
Here's the real play.
This guy flips the ball here,
and then boom,
and they run around this way.
Yeah, but wait.
This is the tell.
There's the tell.
And I will call that Donald Trump.
Yeah, the center.
He always cuts taxes for the billionaires.
Yeah.
He never follows through with the middle class. Our linebackers are watching that guard.
They're watching him, though.
And they will read. So this linebacker is you.
Is you.
Getting to the polls.
You're a linebacker.
Voting. You got our chance to stop this. Let's play defense.
Trump's the right guard.
Wow,
okay, so Trump's the right guard and you're a linebacker. Go vote. What the hell was that?
I was so confused.
They were trying to force. They're like, look, we don't know how we're going to pull this off, but just make it into a football play at some point. Holy crap, that was incoherent.
Wow.
So if you're listening and you didn't get the
Not to
benefit
mention
of video,
the lies.
You're in the same boat as us with the video.
Jeez. So wow. That is astounding. Astounding. The tax cut for billionaire thing, God, I'm so sick of hearing it. I can't stand it. Every person who pays taxes got a tax cut under Donald Trump. Every living, breathing American who actually pays taxes then paid less afterwards. Did that include billionaires? Yes, because they're taxpayers. Jeez, I can't. How many times are they going to spew this lie that it was only billionaires who got tax cuts? How do they get away with it over and over and over?
Pat, if you want relief, I would encourage you to continue to look at that bug at the bottom of the screen. Just 14 days.
14 days.
So I hope that Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are irrelevant.
Oh, man.
And we don't even have to think of them ever again.
But I want to bog you guys down because we still have 90 days, 5 hours, and 40 minutes with 15 seconds of the Biden-Harris presidency.
Well, we're still not under 90.
We're still not under 90. Yeah. Tomorrow we will be.
Wow.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Oof. So Kamala Intern
This is so great.
Called on reporters for her.
This is okay. Everything is scripted with this woman. Everything.
Yeah.
And the next two clips are just prime examples of that, just from yesterday alone. Watch this.
We're going to go to Colleen at the AP.
Oh.
Hi, Madam Vice President. Do you think that Republican voters, and specific women voters, will be more likely to vote for you because of the fall of Roe?
So you got the guy to her left there who's already, and if you think that I'm taking this a step too far and just assuming, who has already vetted these questions. So he knows what's coming, and so she can't, instead of having her memorize everybody in order and giving a cheat sheet like Joe does, and that would look awkward of her looking down, so-and-so from the AP, she's got a little minion who's already pre-screened these questions in these reporters, calling them out for her. And then that carried over to her stupid town hall with Liz Cheney. Who's this, Maria Shriver? Is that who is hosting this stupid thing?
Yes, as Arnold's wife, I believe.
Yeah. They're still together. So anyway, well, check this out. Somebody in the crowd tried to go off script, Pat, and ask a question that hadn't been vetted yet.
You're not, unfortunately. We have some predetermined questions, and hopefully I'll be able to ask some of the questions that might be in your head. I hope so.
But they have some predetermined questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to ask them, but maybe if you're lucky, I'll come up with them for you.
So predetermined questions. So did Kamala know the predetermined questions?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
She was able to prepare the
100%,
answers.
Pat. Yep. It was a pointless exercise.
I thought a town hall was somewhere where you can just go up and ask questions.
Wow.
I love this. You're on the flight. God forbid she's ever president of the United States. She's on the flight to go and meet with Vladimir Putin or something. Do we have the questions he's going to be asking me?
Right.
Can we call the Kremlin and get a list of what he wants to talk about? Oh, my gosh.
Incredible. It's really incredible. So was that the rules of the Kamala Liz Cheney town hall?
Yeah.
That it was predetermined?
Predetermined.
Nice. Jeez. She was also hanging out with Liz Cheney, which is always fun.
Yeah. At the town hall.
Counted that I have taken the oath of office 6 times. And for the elected leaders here, we know it is an oath that one must take sincerely and unequivocally.
Oh, here we go.
Which is an oath, among other things, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and to understand what those principles represent and what they require of the individual who holds the office in the public trust. And let's not undervalue that point as well.
Okay. Wow.
She's good, man.
She's great. Yeah.
Right.
And there was more. She had more incredible wisdom like that.
So I've now, as vice president, met over 150 world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, and kings, many of them multiple times, to the point we're on a first-name basis. And the last few times I've seen them in the relative eve of this election, they are very
I bet they've been scared about Donald Trump. Is that what we're going to hear?
As you know, when we walk in those rooms around the world representing the United States of America,
sure,
we have traditionally been able to walk in those rooms, chin up, shoulders back, with the self-appointed and earned authority to talk about the importance of democracies and rule of law.
Okay. We're not a democracy.
But as all the role models here know, as a role model, people watch what you do to see if it lines up with what you say. People around the world are watching this. And I tell you, sometimes I do fret a bit about whether we as Americans truly understand how important we are to the world.
Oh. She is.
Okay. So that's all we're alluding to Donald Trump there. We're supposed to understand that they're all embarrassed now because Donald Trump is campaigning for office.
If you'll recall, it was this administration that there were a lot of firsts. You know, the first U.S. president to be admonished by the British Parliament.
Right.
The first U.S. president.
Joe Biden.
Right. And France recalled their ambassador over a conflict there.
From Joe Biden.
There was a couple of other things. They were just, in the last 4 years. It slipped my mind. But I love how Liz Cheney is sitting there nodding along. This is the Liz Cheney who we learned this week reached out to a witness during the J6 thing, right? She had the she was texting. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to have this impartial role as the J6 committee chair. And I mean, these people are so corrupt, and it's just perfect that Liz Cheney is a part of her crew now.
Yeah, it is.
It's her only way back into government.
I mean, Liz Cheney's a joke, and everybody knows it. I mean, she couldn't even win her own district. So, the rest of us are supposed to like her? Come on. Her own people don't like her. Her own state doesn't like her. Because she's not sincere. She's not a Republican. She doesn't have any values. It's agonizing. KJP was asked about Kamala avoiding Joe Biden.
He has so far only campaigned alongside Vice President Harris in an official campaign event capacity once. We have reporting that we don't expect to see the two of them together in these final 2 weeks. What is the reason for that?
Well, I would remind folks that he was in Philadelphia just last week doing a campaign event just last week on his own. And so would remind folks that he was doing that. There's going to be a campaign-related event, as I just mentioned, tomorrow, and there'll be more to come. I think there will be more to come. We cannot forget what we have seen this past couple of weeks. 2 historic hurricanes, right? Let's not forget that.
Right. So they can't get together and be seen together because we've had 2 hurricanes?
Flights are grounded.
It's been a devastation.
People are just so pathetic. Please, can we get rid of them? Please, by all that is holy. Make sure in 14 days this ends. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it. Wow. They have no scheduled appearances together. And the thing in Philadelphia, they weren't together. Because she doesn't want to be seen with him. She's trying to distance herself from him right now. And everybody knows it, but they've got to stand there and lie about it. Look, we're going to schedule more things, and more things are going to happen, and other stuff could occur. But right now, we've got hurricanes. And so they can't be together because they're dealing with hurricanes. What? Okay. Wow, she's so bad.
Yeah.
And she was asked if Biden and Trump have different opinions on anything.
Can you think of any issue, foreign policy or domestic policy, in which the vice president has a differing point of view than the president?
No, it's not Biden and Trump. It's Biden
and
and Harris.
Well, hold on. Here's what I will say. I will say that they've been critical partners, as I've said many times, and it is true. You've heard that from both of them. And they're partners in the way that this administration has moved forward.
They're partners,
on
in the way they've moved
many
forward.
issues and the issues that they've had to really answer to the American people.
Pause it for a sec. But the question was, is there any difference of opinion on anything between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Is there any difference? What separates the two of them on foreign policy, on domestic issues? Tell me one thing that they differ on. Can she? Go ahead. Play it. Oh, was that it?
That was
it?
I was going to say
that was the whole answer?
That was her answer. What more do you want, Pat?
They've been working together on stuff.
They've been doing stuff that was the best answer she's ever given. What more do you want of her?
I want to hear a difference between the two of them.
Circle back.
All I heard was that they're very like-minded. They've been together. They've been partners.
So much so.
I don't have any intelligence.
No, that's okay. Well, there you go.
Stop.
Full stop. There you go. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
The president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Concerning our visitor from Minnesota yesterday who drove here and showed up at 4 in the morning.
Oh, here we go.
A lot of tweets. A lot of tweets on that. Yeah. From Hoots and Toots 1. So what Pat and Keith are saying is all the Pat heads should show up at the studio parking lot and have a tailgate party before the show. What day is everybody free?
Oh, no. Please don't.
If that's what you heard.
Yeah, it's not exactly what we said.
I know.
Not exactly. Jeffy is fat. Tweets. Damn it.
Oh, I thought you were just saying Jeffy.
Damn, I was just about to pull into the parking lot.
Oh.
I guess I'll just send this tweet instead.
Okay.
You'll, of course, miss out on all of these delicious homemade treats that aren't poisoned at all.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait. What?
Yeah.
Leave the treats.
No, see, they probably are poisoned because they're pointing out the fact that they're not. So that means that they probably are.
Good take.
Chris is
but you could be the taste tester.
He's the
I'm
food
in.
taster.
I am.
Whenever Jeffy is out, Chris is the food taster, yes.
Kenneth Parker tweets, okay, guys, the plan to meet at the Blaze studio to build that road between Pat's house and Keith's is off. Yes.
Oh, that stinks.
I know. That's too bad.
I was looking forward to that.
That would have been great. Zelda Lulbird 10. Ukraine gets millions. Hurricane victims get maybe $750. Biden is disgusting.
It is absolutely disgusting.
It's immoral. It's un-American. Eric White Privileged. How didn't his name should be Tammy, but it isn't. It's Timmy. How didn't Timmy use the All-American Joe Biden for that video? Oh, the football video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Could have brought him in there.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, then you would have had the coach and an All-American football player.
Wow. What
that
could
would
have been
impressive.
And just for the record, just a little housekeeping here. He does go by Tammy on the weekends.
Okay. Yeah, that I believe.
Tim Walz.
Mach 5, the only trophies Walz has are probably participation trophies. That's probably very, very true. Also, we've got this tweet that required the Jackie specs.
Cool.
The other guy's biggest fan tweets, I am not a genius, but I am a thinker. If, as Kamala says, a tariff is a tax on the middle class because it raises prices, then can't the same be said about a tax on corporations? That's a really good point. Of course it can.
Going to be passed on one way or the other, right?
Yes. And that's what will happen. When they raise taxes, well, hopefully they won't because Trump will be elected. But if they were to raise taxes on corporations, of course they're going to pass that on to you. Of course they are. That will increase taxes and prices. So I can't stand these people. I just today is a really difficult day. We started out with some really mind-numbing stuff this morning. What was it at first? Well, we had Kamala talking. We had North Carolina. We had the Timmy Walz commercial. I mean, it's almost more than I can take.
But so you're excited for the Blaze Halloween pumpkin carving contest coming up, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we could maybe lighten it up with that. You're gonna bring
and it's not even a carving contest.
No.
What
is it?
It's a painting contest. You can't carve it, right?
You cannot carve it. No.
Yeah, it's got to be painted. Who paints pumpkins?
I mean, that is. Come on, that really feels like.
Why are you gay?
Okay, that feels like.
Why are you gay?
No, that's not what I'm going for here. That's almost like.
Why are you?
No,
gay?
okay. Let me finish the thought. It's almost like the dumbing down of a holiday. You know what that is? I mean, that's what that is.
Is it too violent to carve the pumpkin? Is that the problem?
Guts? Do you want guts just hanging out on the floor on your desk?
You could carve it at home and bring it in.
But have you seen my desk? It really wouldn't change much. I mean, it looks like a It looks like a tree just threw up on my desk anyway. So I don't know that having a pumpkin
or a forest,
forest
barfed on your desk,
barfed on my desk. There it is. So anyway, what is that? We have a contest here in the building coming up on Monday? A week from so Monday. And it's a painting contest?
That's weird.
The hell is that?
That's weird.
It's not even a costume contest.
I will not be participating.
It's not a costume contest.
No.
Not a carbon
I'll say
pumpkin?
this: I already have a painted pumpkin because my son entered a contest.
Oh, you can't cheat, dude.
Last week, and it won the contest.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna pass it forward.
Good.
Don't we have
Excited.
Somebody, a listener gave us a pumpkin at one point. A nice
A
porcelain
painted
pumpkin.
one?
Yeah, and it looked like one of your catchphrases was painted on it.
Oh.
And we're the most organized show in the... Here it is, right here. Look at this, see? Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. We won.
Oh, look at that.
We won, HR. It's over. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, pumpkin.
Hey, pumpkin.
Oh, you should enter that pumpkin. You should definitely enter. There it is, right there.
Go back to the other shot. Go back to the other shot. So
All right.
Wait, other way, Pat.
Okay,
Other way,
You would
Pat.
not be a good weatherman.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going. There it is.
All right. We won. Game over.
We win.
Oh, you should definitely enter that on Monday.
And then here's our mascot for the season. Little pig dressed like a pumpkin.
But we have Jimmy Carter sitting in front of us.
Okay,
Is he not a mascot?
This right here,
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter. Yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah. Too soon.
Too soon. He's still alive.
Especially since he's alive.
He's still alive.
Definitely too soon.
I'm with Jeffy on this one. Can we get a fact check on that one?
All right, we mentioned this yesterday, but we've got a video now of Usher endorsing Kamala Harris.
Oh, boy.
After he declined to publicly take sides in the election just, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? And now this.
I love you more, but I love Kamala Harris even more.
Oh, gosh. What have they done to you,
I
Usher?
want her to be our next president of the United States.
Do you?
Usher, blink twice if you're in trouble.
And we can
blink
do it.
Twice.
But we're going to do it together. One more time. We ready.
Okay.
What? Come on, Georgia. What? One more time. We. Hey. Thank you so much. Vote early.
Okay. Wow. Hold
And
on.
say it, and often, because you're Democrats. So you'll be doing that.
There he is. The one and only Usher. Okay, pause that real quick. What a very diverse crowd back there. A lot of faces of color. I would like to go. It is. I mean, it's a very.
It's a rainbow.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a rainbow.
Let's go back to the Liz Cheney town hall. Wow, there's a lot of pale faces back there. I don't see any color there. What's the deal there?
Wow. Yeah, somebody dropped the ball there.
Someone dropped the ball. You can't have just exclusive whiteys behind you.
No, you can't. No, not if you're a Democrat. We're playing identity politics here.
And
maybe they were all gay. Is that possible?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just possible, it's likely. Maybe they were all gay.
So if you're
or
white,
trans,
if you're
or
white,
both.
and you're at that rally with the town hall, you're either gay, or trans.
So, and of course, that town hall is where they had every question was scripted. Don't you dare try to ask a question that Kamala hasn't already been told about. But yet, as somebody aptly pointed out on Twitter, I saw this morning, the Kamala people are complaining that the Trump McDonald's thing was a staged event. Of course, it was a staged event. They closed it down for him, but yet they're complaining about this stuff. When she has a completely scripted town hall.
I found out yesterday, right after the show, that he's not even working another shift at McDonald's.
Is that right? They fired him.
Here's the thing.
Oh gosh.
He wasn't actually hired.
What?
He didn't even go through the interview process. He didn't talk to an assistant manager, a manager, none of that.
He just walked in.
He just walked in, and they let him put on the apron and do the fries and work the drive-through window, which apparently takes a long time to work up to. But they gave it to him right away.
Wow.
First day. So yeah.
Interesting.
And he's not going to do another shift. That was it.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like
the whole thing was staged and set up. He's not really a McDonald's employee.
I thought he was earning some extra bucks on the campaign trail.
No, it's nothing like that. So
I am dumbfounded.
And here's the thing. They searched a lot of those cars before they pulled up.
What?
No,
they searched them.
They weren't random.
They were just random people just pulling up to the
random
door.
people.
Wow.
They didn't let just whoever wanted to show up. They actually controlled who showed up in front of the guy who was just almost assassinated, not once but twice.
I don't know why you're bringing that up.
I don't either.
I don't know why you brought that up.
Just a weird non sequitur there.
So okay, I love how this is hysterical. This is almost akin to a different level, obviously. Greg Abbott sending immigrants up north. But I just love it because it's so rare when you're on the right to see the left having to play defense and backpedal and all this stuff. Like, I cannot believe something as simple as Kamala Harris working at McDonald's has become this, like...
And you know why?
They hate this.
McDonald's is it's weird. They can't find the employment records for Kamala Harris from the 1980s.
I love this.
They don't. We lost her files. Her employment records, we can't find them.
Must have been a fire or something.
Yeah,
1980.
probably.
Yeah,
probably.
So I didn't send this in. It was such a...
The Great McDonald's Fire of the 1980s. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, where all the records burned up.
Everything burned down.
That's right.
Even the recipe of the Big Mac and the Big and Tasty, all that stuff.
That's why everything tastes different now.
That's why everything tastes.
They had to redo everything.
That's why they changed the nugget recipe to real chicken because they're like, oh crap.
So it's like, how do we make those fakey things?
Yes. How do we make that?
So you're saying it's like new Coke. Now we're in the new McDonald's era.
Yes.
So I didn't send this in. It was such a short clip, but she's walking, from the car to the plane or whatever, and a reporter shouts out, "Did you work at McDonald's?" "I did." And she just keeps walking. I mean, they are.
Did.
It's hysterical.
McDonald's is trying to play it cool by saying, we can't find her employment.
They are playing it really cool.
They're trying not to take sides, I guess. I don't know.
It's kind of difficult when Trump is at
the
establishment.
It is absolutely priceless. I just want to say this.
Well, they're desperate. They're panicked.
It's hysterical
right now. It's fun to see.
Yeah.
Because every day it gets worse with the Democrats.
Yeah.
Every day.
And I know you got a live read coming up. If you want me to, I can read this behind the scenes report.
Oh, I want to. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in 1 minute.
Yeah.
First, let me tell you about Jay's case. It is good to be prepared. I mean, we've seen that, right? In the face of hurricanes and all kinds of natural disasters. And we've had supply chain interruptions, and you can't get medication, and you can't get sensors for your diabetes. I mean, it's been pretty amazing. We're in a fairly stable situation right now, right? And already we've seen interruptions. But there is something you can do to ensure that you and your loved ones are going to have the medication on hand when you need it most. It's a solution that thousands of people have already discovered. It's called the Jace case, and it allows you to start stocking up medication now so you're prepared. Things like antibiotics. There are 5 of them in the Jace case, 5 antibiotics, and you can get add-ons. You can get ivermectin. You can get EpiPens. There's a whole list. Go online and check it out, and all you have to do is fill out a quick form. It just takes a few minutes, if that. And then they review it just to make sure that you're not allergic to anything they're going to send you. And then you just enter the promo code PAT at checkout, and you'll get a nice discount on your order. Promo code PAT at jasejace.com. jasejace.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
Oh, wow. This Friday is the Free Think Friday.
Free Think Friday.
Climate engineering, because it's so ridiculous. They're even saying that weather's being manipulated. Wait, isn't that what climate change nonsense is all about? We're trying to change the weather, change the climate? Don't confuse weather with climate. Why do you do that? Every time, then. Every time there's a hurricane, there's a tornado, you confuse that weather event with the climate. And we hear that every single time. But anyway, they say that, you can't direct a hurricane. You can't cause a hurricane. So we're going to talk to climate engineers about that.
All right.
How many do we have? We have like 3, don't we? 2 or 3?
2 confirm.
Okay.
Trying to get the last one in at the last minute.
All right.
Because he hasn't replied back. But should be a fun episode.
That should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've got the HARP deal.
Yes.
Right? The HARP program.
Yes.
For years they've been talking about doing it.
And ABC News did that whole segment about cloud seeding.
Right.
Since the 40s, they've been trying to
Since the
manipulate
40s, yes.
Okay, so what I started to say there before we did the commercial was that regardless of what you think about Donald Trump's policies, whatever, his attitude, whatever, bottom line is, when's the last time you've had a political figure on the right that has gotten this kind of reaction from the left? He is their worst nightmare, and it is hilarious to see this.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're in a real panic.
Yeah. So
right?
I got this. I got a good source there, very close to the Walz campaign.
Oh,
and this individual has been spot on with a lot of stuff that has been sent my way. So I got this last night. Kamala has completely lost it mentally.
I believe that.
This individual writes.
Okay.
She breaks down in tears in private, and she has gone after Doug, accusing him of tanking the campaign with his scandals.
Her husband?
Oh, yeah, we're spending so much time on Doug Emhoff stuff.
Wow.
She repeatedly cusses out Joe Biden in staff meetings for taking airtime away from her, and she is
that's true.
Livid over the hurricane stuff. I guess just because it shows how incompetent the Biden-Harris administration is.
Yeah.
She has had to double her anxiety medication. I don't doubt it.
It shows.
Right. I mean, this weekend she was.
She was high on something.
A few campaign staffers have quit in the last week. And we could fact check that. They quit because they want to try to focus on explaining her policies instead of attacking Trump, which is all she has been doing, and it isn't working. She feels she made the wrong VP pick as well because he has many scandals. And
that's
she feels
for sure.
like the Democrat machine wants her to lose. Mm-hmm. They do. And isn't helping her enough. She and the campaign management are also having arguments about going on Joe Rogan. She wants to go on, but her staff is forcing her not to because they believe an hour of her in a room with somebody that is going to ask her tough questions would give Trump a 48-state win. She then complains to them that they don't trust her, and it's an endless circle of arguments.
Oh, my. All of that sounds
beautiful.
Sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah.
So take it for what it's worth. I trust this person, and there you go.
There you go.
I trust that information.
So they're panicked. They're in an absolute uproar right now.
Got to vote, though, or it means nothing.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And we're 2 weeks from today. And early voting is happening all over the country, except in 3 states. So do that. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets here. Lynn tweets, I wonder if the predetermined questions, at the town hall, just might have predetermined answers. Yeah, of course they do.
Duh.
Of course. Thus, the point of the predetermined question. The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. Did Maria just tell the guy she's going to answer his questions psychically?
Sure did.
And she just did. Did you get him? You got all the answers? Okay, good. We can move on now. Adrian Slade tweets, I would like to see the list of billionaires that support Trump who receive those tax breaks. Most of these billionaires are voting Democrat. It's for sure. Mm-hmm. Groundhog Baby, the only way to tax everyone equally is to tax everyone equally. Mm-hmm. Pick a percentage for each income group and put it on a postcard. Where did I hear that before?
Herman Cain, 999.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad idea, really.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen, but it's not a bad idea.
What were the 3 things, the 999 plan? There was 9% was income tax, right?
Yes.
And then 9% was that capital gains tax?
Maybe.
I'm just trying to quickly find this.
I don't know.
Rest in peace, Herman Cain.
And corporate? Was it individual capital gains in corporate? I don't know.
Listen,
I'm not sure.
The entire proposal was, 451 words? I mean...
Wow.
That would just be...
Yeah, incredible. Incredible. And we could go to just a flat tax across the board. Russia did it. A communist nation did it.
Yeah. Here it is. I don't know if you'd be on board still. 9% corporate, like you said.
Okay.
9% personal income tax.
Yeah.
And 9% national sales tax. You still on board?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. If you keep it at that. If it stays that way and there's no exceptions.
That's the thing. You have to... It's shameful, but you'd have to... How weird would this be? You'd have to have a constitutional amendment that had 999 in it.
Yeah, you would.
And his whole thing was, look, I mean...
Because otherwise it'll go up every year.
Absolutely. 10% for God, right? Mm-hmm. So we got to keep the government below that. And of course, many people look at government as their God, so they want to get more.
Yes. Yeah, that's really true. Jeez. All right. Vincent tweets painting contest at the Blaze. 0% chance that Glenn Beck didn't organize it.
Oh, true.
Who does he think he's fooling? That's a great point.
I see. It's rigged.
Uh-huh. Trucker Dude 89, don't need records for McDonald's. Just get it from the IRS. She had to pay taxes. If the IRS has no record, maybe a tax evasion charge is in Kamala's future. I like that a lot. Because, go back to the 1980s.
I love it.
And see who her employer was. Oh, my gosh. That's just so easy.
Mm-hmm. Release your tax records, Kamala.
Yeah. Let's see them from the 80s. Show us that you worked at... I mean, it's such a dumb thing. But it's such a dumb thing to lie about. And that's really the point. And if you're not lying, prove it. Prove it to us. Because Trump called you out. And so far, it looks like he's right. Because McDonald's has no record of you working there. From Susan. Thank you, Pat. Given in context, I now fully understand the meaning of non sequitur. You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to do that for you. Let's see. So we've talked about Kamala. We've talked about Tampon Tim Walz and his outreach to men.
Tammy.
He's fabulous, isn't he? He's such a manly man. Such an alpha male.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Well, next to Doug, he really is.
The two of them together are like too much man for me. You know what I mean?
I never thought you would hear that from Pat's
they're
mouth.
too much man for me. I can't.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm just going to let him do the talking.
It's going to where I'm not voting for them because it's just too much. It's too much man.
Too much of a man.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't, but it is. It's too much man. So then we had we've had Kamala, we've had Timmy, we've had the whole group. Let's see what Donald Trump is doing in the meantime.
Hiding in the
hiding.
basement.
That's what I was told.
In the basement.
Thank you. He hid
He's
at McDonald's.
Scared of a black woman.
He's hiding in his basement right now.
Yeah.
Of course, he's out with the Undertaker, but he's got the Undertaker to protect him. Otherwise, he's scared out of his mind.
And for those who aren't familiar, this is a former wrestler.
The Undertaker.
Has a podcast because.
Pat, why does Undertaker have a podcast?
Why? What?
Why does the Undertaker have a podcast?
Because every living entity on this planet has a podcast. Every living organism.
That's right.
Has a podcast.
Yeah, there's like a big lizard that hangs out on my patio now.
With a podcast?
Well, I need to ask him or her. I need to say, hey,
you do.
I'm just.
Where's your podcast? Don't even ask them if they have one. You know they do.
Hey,
where can I get your podcast?
Hey, lizard. I'm just short.
Is it on Spotify or is it Apple?
I'm shoring up my data here. Just checking this fact that I heard on Pat Gray Unleashed.
That should be the new intro. Instead of saying hello, how are you? Hey,
where's your podcast?
If I could ever grab a picture of this guy roaming around back there.
I guarantee you 90% of the time you're going to hear where their podcast is.
I'm going to try that. I'm definitely going to try that. Hey, so where can I see your podcast?
You see an amoeba scooting across your desk. Ask it. Hey,
you know
where's your podcast?
Hold on a second. I got small talk cure for you. When you're in line and you're asked next time, Pat, the dreaded question, how's your day going so far? You could just say, oh, it's great. I just got done doing my podcast for the day. Where's yours?
Can I listen to yours?
Yeah. I'm going to. That's good,
fun.
clean fun
That's
right
fun.
there.
Yes.
All right, so here's Trump with the Undertaker, who has a podcast.
You need to show more of this part of you, because I really think, you're a guy's guy and a sports fan,
like Tim Walz.
And I know you got to have that. I know you got that tough guy persona and that bravado, but I think this is good. This is fun, and I think you know what you've done. You've made politics fun again.
Yeah,
and I just think some people get caught up in the fact that I think they look at politics now kind of like a wrestling story, and they can't separate.
They do.
They can't separate reality.
Sure is.
Well, it's so
That was
interesting.
pretty smart.
And I can't explain exactly why, but
You should do a podcast.
so we'll go to places and have 100,000 people show up, and I don't have a card, and I'm not a wrestler. And when I felt your arm, I said I wouldn't have been a very good wrestler. It wouldn't. You get big, strong arms.
Easy
on top
there,
of
Joe.
everything else. But
Go squeeze his
I'll
bicep.
Get a crowd of 100,000 people coming about politics. It's
incredible.
Ronald
really.
Reagan came back and he went to some of the places that I go to, he'd have 250 people or 304, and that's very, very good. And they do it in a ballroom someplace, and I'm getting like 50, 60, 100,000 people. It's crazy, and it's like a love of the country, because it's hope. It's something going on. It's something very amazing. So now we're in the middle of the election period. I mean, it's actually started. The voting actually started after 4 years. Because if I didn't feel I won by a lot the last election, I wouldn't do that. Because if you got, if you lost, you lost. It's okay, you lose. It's easier in a way to just say, okay, I'm getting on with my life, and maybe I'll go to those beaches or do what I want to do.
There's golf to be played.
Yeah, golf too. Do you play golf?
I'm a frustrated golfer.
I would think you would. Hit
We
it
all are, bro.
if you hit it.
When I hit it, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Do you remember when Trump participated in the WWF?
Yep, and they do talk about that, and we don't have that clip, but they do talk about that in the podcast.
Oh, they do?
They do.
That's very interesting from Trump right there, where he says, look, if I didn't think that I had won last time, then I wouldn't be doing it this time. I would just ride off into the sunset there. And I want you to think of the predicament, and I do not want to count any chickens before they hatch. There's so much nefarious stuff on the left around the election. So don't hear that. What I'm saying is, if they had let that happen in 2020, right? So play this out. Then it's likely that your vice president, Mike Pence, would be the nominee right now.
Yep.
And then the Democrats could have the pick of the litter. They could do whatever they wanted as far as put up someone to beat down Pence. They wouldn't be stuck with Kamala, who apparently now is worse than Joe Biden when it comes to polling. Again, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but man, the Democrats, I really hope this comes to bite them on the ass 2 weeks from today.
Oh, we all do. That's a nice studio. Is that in his house? I wonder. That's
I don't know
that's
if he's
nice.
No. That's in that lizard I was telling you about. He was renting out.
Oh, the Lizard's
That's
podcast
his studio.
studio.
Yes.
Okay.
He rented out to pro wrestlers
Undertaker,
that have
yes.
podcasts.
I was going to say the Undertaker's doing pretty well, but it's the Lizard who's doing well.
By the way, the poly market has Trump at 64 and Kamala at 35.
So you're saying the betting markets say 64-35.
Yes.
I saw a thing yesterday that made me wonder, because they claim that there are 4 people who have invested $26 million into that, and maybe it skewed it a little bit. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, that was me.
That was
I just
you?
opened my wallet the other day. And I was like,
you
know
just
what?
invested $26 million?
Yeah.
From all your
Let's do
Bitcoin
that.
stuff?
Can I just say, though, when we're looking at the Electoral College map, and please check Keith Math on this, but it's interesting because, we've had a census since the last
election.
Electoral College map was before us. And I was looking at it the other day and subtracting whatever. And based on the results from 2020, Trump is +4. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's already built in an extra 4 electoral votes. I thought that was an interesting little aside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, because Florida has gone up, Texas has gone up a couple of reps.
California should have gone down, but
I think they stayed the same or lost one maybe, but New York lost 2.
I think they did lose one. Yeah.
So anyway, just baked into that,
interesting.
Trump starts with 4 more in theory, based on the results of 2020.
Here's more of Trump and the Undertaker.
Who do you think, outside of you, who do you think was the greatest combination of athlete, entertainer, et cetera, et cetera? Who was the greatest of the couple of greatest that you've seen?
My goodness, there's
Trump, the
Stone
interviewer.
Cold Steve Austin.
Right.
He was up there. You'd have to put Hulk Hogan in there,
Right.
and Ric Flair.
Right.
Those are guys that just kind of off the top of my head could captivate you with what they had to say, deliver a performance in the ring, and then.
Now you were much too young. Haystacks Calhoun, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Did you ever? You were too young.
They got a little before my time.
Oh,
Yeah, but he weighed like 500 or
He
something.
was a big man.
He was,
He was a big man.
he was a big one.
Yeah.
Let's see. You had a lot of beauties out there.
I had my share of giants.
Haystacks Calhoun.
Haystacks Calhoun.
Look at that boy. He was a big man.
Woo. How big was Haystacks?
Oh, well, I was going to get you a picture here first. Anyway, I don't know if I can.
All right, let's see.
I don't know. There you go.
Oh, there's Haystacks.
There's a big guy.
Yeah,
Right,
I think he's
That's a
in
big boy.
the documentary, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
which-
He's a big one.
We've been watching that. We're halfway through. He's from McKinney, right here in Texas.
Oh, cool.
Passed away in 1989. But how big was he? 6'4".
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Not 500 pounds. 601.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh God.
But, Andre the Giant, you know how big that guy was?
Tell me.
7'4". Okay. 7'4", 525 pounds.
Oh man.
The guy was insane. I mean, if they were actually beating on each other, he would have killed people.
Would have killed.
He would have
How much did you
killed
say he weighed?
people.
How much did you say he weighed?
520.
520.
Okay, just checking.
Crazy.
That is. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And you get some renewed respect for him after watching that documentary, Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
that we talked about.
And
what
you get some respect for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
And
lot of people.
and less respect for others when you see what was going on. But I mean, it's an incredible
It's
documentary.
eye-opening, and I'll say, I have no connection to wrestling whatsoever.
Me neither.
And I'm
Me neither.
fully invested
Fascinated.
in this.
Oh,
whole
yes.
You have to be.
thing.
It is one of the most fascinating documentaries I've ever seen.
It's so cool to see how much work went into this entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vince McMahon, brilliant.
Yeah, he's a marketing genius.
Yes.
No question.
And took a lot
Had
of
some
risks.
issues and
Well,
still
we all
does.
do.
But,
We all do.
everybody does. Yeah.
All do. Yeah.
All right. I think they had one more segment with Trump and The Undertaker. Here's what they had to say.
Your social media is very big, right?
I guess I'm not.
You're not into it.
Is my social media? It's pretty big. Okay. All right.
Who's the biggest on social media?
The Rock. Oh, The Rock is Dwayne Johnson.
You know, he was great. I never thought he liked me,
Listen to this.
and I felt badly because I think he's a terrific guy.
Future
And then
president.
Dana White said, when I was shot, took a shot to the ear. You may have heard about it.
I was going to ask you about it.
There were some rumblings about this. Yes.
Rock called Dana and said, I want to have his number. What he did is sort of incredible. He considered it bravery. I don't know. To me, I considered it like, what's going on here? But it was very nice, actually, The Rock. So you might mention that I said that. Do you speak to him?
Occasionally. I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him in
No, it was
April.
That's nice.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good. Future president.
Obviously, The Rock doesn't support him for president.
No.
But that's cool.
He gave
that
him a phone
called
call.
Yeah. That's nice.
Has he come out officially for Kamala?
I think he has.
You sure about
No, I'm not positive on
because he probably doesn't want to do that, considering he has a future in politics and he wants to be the president. You know, start
right.
aligning yourself with one
Right.
side because he's got an independent run waiting for
Oh,
him.
no, I remember now. He said he will not repeat the Joe Biden endorsement.
Oh, he did say that?
Yes, he did say that.
Okay.
I remember.
So
he
I'm
said-
thinking 2020 then.
Yes,
Yeah.
2020, yes.
He endorsed him in 2020.
He said, and I quote, I will keep my politics to myself.
Oh, nice.
Until
well done.
they connect me to P.
P.
Diddy.
Diddy. Dang it.
Yeah.
Right, Usher?
Dang it.
All right. If you like the show, you're going to love the merchandise we have for this show. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. You can check out everything from our Burr I'm Cold sweaters and T-shirts and our Pat Gray hats and beanies. The throwback Glenn and Pat T-shirt. Gosh, those are like 35 years old now. And a lot more. And, of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise right there at your fingertips as well. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections. You get the jackets, the T-shirts, the hoodies, just everything. Socks, mugs. There's so much there. You're going to love it. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. Check out my merchandise as well as everything else you can get there available at Blaze Media. And be sure you use my promo code PAT10. You'll get 10% off your entire order. ShopBlazeMedia.com, promo code PAT10.
If you like what you hear, find more at youtube.com/Pat Gray.
Caller turned us on to something interesting. I had no idea. Oh, no. And here we are talking about the documentary for Vince McMahon. Apparently, there was a wrestler named Kamala.
No way.
Yeah. Kamala, the giant Ugandan or something. Kamala, the Ugandan. That's great.
You can go find the footage on your own.
Yeah. But he was a big...
Oh, that's offensive.
Literally big WWF wrestler. So, isn't that... Mm-hmm. The storylines that they did, you could not get away with.
No, you could not.
Today.
Especially the one from Iran. That was my favorite one.
Oh, my gosh.
That was my favorite one. That's why Hulk Hogan became who he is.
Right.
Because he had to fight the Iron Sheik. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Kamala, the Ugandan giant. He played a simple-minded Ugandan. Is the description here. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be doing that today. So.
Not especially with that face.
The painted face and all that.
Not gonna, no.
That would not fly. It's surprising it flew then. Kind of weird.
No one's paying attention.
It is incredible what the WWF and WWE and WCW and all of that stuff, what they got away with. Absolutely mind-boggling. Incredible. So, please don't tell me AOC is mad at Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Don't say that.
Angry.
Don't know. No, I hate when she gets angry. Don't you?
Like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess she did get angry, and here it is.
Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume because he thinks that's what people do.
What?
They're not trying to empathize with us. They are making fun of us. They are making fun of us. Donald Trump thinks that people who work at McDonald's are a joke. Elon Musk thinks that dangling money in front of a working person is a cute thing to do when the election of our lives is before us.
Shut up. I can't. Stop.
So she's referencing the Elon Musk sweepstakes in that.
Right.
Okay.
But Trump didn't treat it that way at all. He was not mocking. He was not belittling. In fact, the opposite.
Yeah.
He was incredibly respectful. He posed with all the employees. He actually did the shift. He talked about what a great job it was. Just shut up. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
And he sat there and listened to the team teaching him about fries.
Yeah, which that'd be hard to do.
Yes. Think about it.
I don't want to learn about your fries. Really? I don't care. I don't care how they're made. Really? Yeah, I don't care.
But how many times have you ordered fries in your life and you're not the least bit curious as to how the process
starts?
No. I'm perfectly fine with you making my fries and just giving them to me. I don't care how it was done.
Okay.
But thank you for doing it. Thank you for doing it. I don't need to know the process.
Gray.
Not the men of the people, right? That's what I hear.
Not.
That's what I hear.
Doesn't have a curious mind when it comes to the fry making business.
No, I do not. I know a lot of people are probably very sincerely interested in how fries are made, but I'm just not one of them.
And by the way, the person that he was making fun of mocking is Kamala.
Exactly, 100%.
Yes.
Not the regular American.
Right.
He was basically setting it up so that he could say, Look, I've worked at McDonald's. You haven't. And she still hasn't proven it, I'd like to point out. Surely there's a picture of Kamala and her...
Teen Kamala?
Right? Because aren't you excited when you get your first job? Mm-hmm. Of course, I say this, and it's not a picture of me working at a miniature golf course when I was 14. But, my daughter works at a fast food restaurant, and we have pictures of her in that outfit. So.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking as you said that. I don't think there are any photos of me at KCAP on the mean streets of Helena.
Well, because of the mean streets.
Yeah.
Can you even step outside to take a photo?
You can't. No. And you wouldn't take the photo inside either because it would bring attention to, the flash would go off and then people would start shooting at you. And so you just don't want that.
Because from the street, it just looks like this nondescript crack house.
Crack house.
Yeah.
Yes.
But really, there's a radio station and some requests being made in there.
Right.
Okay.
My mom still has my first McDonald's check.
Aww.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
So you did work at McDonald's?
Oh, yes, from ages 14 to 19.
So if I call McDonald's Corporation today...
we're doing this.
They're going to have the file.
Yes.
The employment file
yes.
of Chris Crew.
I started as a salad boy because that's what I could do at 14.
Chris, I don't know who you have to call to make this happen.
We need your records.
We need your records.
Seriously.
That's easy. I can
post
do that.
it online and then challenge the vice president to match that.
I can do that. That's very easy.
Right?
Yeah, my dad is a supervisor, so I could just call him.
Don't bog us down with how you have connections
it's like
to make
the fries.
this happen.
I don't want to know how it's done.
Right.
Just do it.
The point is
call
to
my
show.
dad and be like, hey, can you
we don't care. We don't care about the process. That's what we're saying.
Right. The point is to show that you can
don't bog us down in process. I don't want to know.
Where Kamala can't. We don't need to know about your cool connections to make this happen.
We don't want to know from your rich heritage.
Wait a minute.
Your wealthy upper class.
I remember.
I don't want to hear about
it. I still have my name tag. It's in the garage.
Oh, bring that.
I can bring that too.
Bring that. That's proof right there.
It says manager, I believe.
Wow. You rose to the position of manager?
I rose to assistant manager.
Pat, don't clap for him. That was nepotism.
No, thank you.
All right.
Right. I withdraw my clap.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here for you. Carol Remarks tweets, hold up. We have a presidential candidate on anxiety medication? Yeah, we didn't even... That didn't even faze us.
That is true. That is true.
It's like, of course she's on anxiety medication. Duh.
Yeah. That's something we've discussed in the past with my source there. So it's
true. For us, it's normal. I don't think we've said that on air. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, listener.
Dalton Bell. I'll take dating advice from Jimmy Page before I take election advice from Usher. Yeah, see, he kidnapped a 14 or 15-year-old girl and kept her hostage for, I don't know, years. So that's the kind of dating advice you might get from Jimmy Page.
I'm not sure if that context helped or hurt the tweet there. Okay.
Just to give you the gravity of it. The gravitas of the statement that he's making here.
I see.
So thank you, Dalton. I think Jimmy has changed, I hope, a little bit since then. He seems a little less likely to kidnap teenagers and hold them hostage at his hotel room. So, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Good times. The 70s were good times, weren't they? Good times.
Okay.
High Plains Stranger. Hey, Pat, my English bulldog Vern doesn't have a podcast.
Oh.
Yet. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, frankly. And you're right. Yet. If he doesn't, he soon will.
Like if you're a dog, right, and you're starting your own podcast, you got to call it In the Doghouse.
Have to.
With Vern.
Yeah, I like that.
For example.
I like that. That's a good idea. So maybe Vern will take that into consideration.
You're welcome.
From
Vern.
Dirty Mule. Pretty sure I heard the Beavers from Pat's old house bitching about their dam being destroyed on their podcast.
I bet they did talk about that.
Yeah, they did talk about it. They did.
So I actually went. This is so ironic. I've been holding on to a video, hoping you will join me on on my podcast next Friday, November 1st, and it's of beavers. And so
it's from the last time?
No. I've been holding on to a video.
Oh, okay.
Of the
beavers?
internet. Yeah.
Okay.
Get your thoughts on that.
All right. From Frugal Father, That Lizards podcast is definitely on Spotify. Good morning in the morning. Good morning this morning, everybody. Caffeinated Texan, I guess Pat must be more likable than me. No one ever asks me how my day is going.
Oh, that's
ever.
Too bad.
Oh, that is sad.
I don't
that
like
is
that.
Sad. What's it like to have people care enough to ask? It sucks.
It's
so
annoying.
You don't want that.
It's so annoying.
It's very annoying.
Sucks.
You don't want that. You don't want none of that because they don't really mean it. They don't want to really hear about your day, which is what bothers me about it. You don't really want to hear my day, right? If my day is not going well, you're not going to stand there and listen to me whine about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So how do you feel about your coworkers asking you, hey, good morning, how's it going?
Don't start that, please.
No, don't do it.
Really?
Don't even do it.
So you don't like it?
I've gotten in trouble for that.
Oh, yeah. Don't you dare ask the host.
Don't do it.
In fact, only speak when spoken to,
When
I
spoken
guess, is
to,
the rule of thumb around here. I thought it was great. Our former coworker, Chris Baker in Houston, how when someone would call and start a conversation like that, hey, Chris, how's it going? He would always say something like, my eyes are bleeding and I haven't been able to get out of bed for a week. But go ahead, sir. What's your point? And the caller would just absolutely be oblivious to what he said because they don't care.
Right. Because we tried to discourage that. Don't start the conversation with that.
It's tough.
Just get to what you're going to say.
It's just a reflex. You know?
Always tell them.
Yeah,
they
it's
always start it with,
hey, how you doing? First of all.
Pa.
It's like on Fox when they say, hey, Bob Smith is here with the details on what's going on this morning in North Carolina. First of all, thanks for having me on. No! Don't start with that!
Especially if you have a satellite delay you got to worry about.
Yeah, I hate that. Just get to it. No, first of all, thanks for having me on. No.
Information and go.
Yes.
I don't know why the lines aren't lining up with people calling right now to wish you a good morning and ask you how you're doing.
Remember, there's a delay. There's a delay.
There's a delay.
I want to see it line up like somebody just won bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
It will now happen.
888-900-3393. Be sure to check in on Pat. See how he's doing today.
Yeah. You don't want to know. Mark Cuban had some things to say about Elon's sweepstakes. This might surprise you, though, right? Because doesn't he's okay with it, I think.
He is okay with it. Apparently, that's what he said,
Here he is.
Let's talk about Elon Musk. He's been critical of you. You've been critical of him. What do you make in particular of this weekend's new effort to get people to the polls, that he is using $1 million a day? He's offering up for those who effectively sign his petition and register to vote.
I mean, it's innovative and it's desperate. You only do that because you think you have to, but, using a sweepstakes is not a bad idea. Whether or not it'll work is a whole nother thing. It just as easily could backfire, but you don't know until you try.
Do you think it's legal?
I mean, I actually looked into it. I initially thought it might not have been, but as a sweepstakes, it looks like it may be. But from a FEC perspective, I have no idea.
All right, so back off. Back off, y'all. And Chris,
surprising.
A good point in my headset there. Is Mark Cuban doing this interview from his basement? What is that back there? Oh, that's his office. Oh, you can see better now. Okay, he just needs a light in there.
And Mark Cuban, has he been taking stupid pills the last 10 years?
I'm telling you,
he used to be somewhat interesting to listen to and somewhat bright about certain things. He's just a complete moron now.
They've got something on him.
I think so, too.
Him and Usher.
Oh, it's bizarre. Here's Kamala on Elon's $1 million sweepstakes. Kamala Harris.
Clip 26.
Elon Musk is giving away $1 million a day to voters who sign a petition. Do you have concerns about that in the context of
Sure she does.
law? This sort of legal framework around elections. And secondly, a Reuters investigation has shown something like 300 cases of political violence already in the run-up to the election. Can you just address what can be done and what the federal government can do to push back against that?
Well, on the first point, I think people are looking into that. On the second point...
When you say people, do you mean the U.S. government?
I mean, I hear that folks are looking into it just based on the stuff you all are reporting.
And what about the second point? What about that?
Yeah, we didn't care. We
don't care.
Didn't want to hear any more of his voice.
Just started cackling. We cut it right there.
And don't forget, that is after she was already told in advance of the questions. That's as good as she could offer.
Yes.
Folks are looking into
Folks are. Okay. She's been told. She doesn't know anything about it. That's interesting. So it's $1 million a day.
And you have to live in a certain,
in the
swing
battlegrounds.
states,
Yeah.
Oh.
Battleground states. So I signed up for nothing. So I want to take it back.
Texas is a swing state.
No,
y'all.
it's not according to the roster.
Well, I don't care for that.
So it's only the 7 battleground states?
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing the giveaway.
Okay. What are you going to do? You're not going to win. That's what you're going to do.
I know. I signed up for nothing.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. But every day somebody's going to win $1 million.
$1 million until election day. Yes, sir.
If I was in a battleground state, I think I'd why not do it?
Is it too late to register in one of these states here?
You don't have to pay anything, right?
Because I think yesterday was the last day to Pennsylvania, so I think you're all done.
All right. Just checking. I might have to move for a week.
You don't have to pay $1 or any of that.
There's no payment. Nope.
Yeah. So there's no consideration. So it's not, okay, it's not going to be illegal. And you're not paying anybody to vote. You're paying them to sign the petition,
and
register.
That's it.
If you're trying to pay people to vote, that's definitely illegal. But that's not what he's doing.
Nope, that's not what the PAC is doing.
I don't see how this is a problem.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Now, Mark said about the FEC, okay, sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't.
Sure.
He doesn't know jack crap.
The Amish in Pennsylvania do, though.
Yes, they do.
They're registering to vote in record numbers. And here are a couple of them being asked about the 2024 election.
Are there a lot more people in Lancaster County that are voting for Trump now than used to?
Yeah, I think so.
Pause it. Just as you would expect.
Yes.
Yeah. The Amish to be dressed like they are. How priceless is that?
Beautiful. Describe it for the audio
folks. That is so perfect. Well, they're wearing, for instance, like pioneer garb. Right? From the 1800s.
Yeah, they just stepped out of the Mayflower.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. And in the background, they're barns. I love this.
Yeah. This is awesome.
I love the Amish. They are fantastic.
Awesome
so there's a couple of women in their 20s, I guess, being interviewed here about the Amish. Okay.
And, the thing that impressed me more than maybe anything else in history is the fact that they forgave that serial shooter, that mass murderer in their community that went into the school and killed so many of their kids. Then they took care of his family afterwards. I mean, they took him in. They fellowshipped them. They loved them. I mean, it was astounding. Really cool.
And right, I mean. It was this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, that went after like these local farms that the Amish community really depends on. So they have great motivation to vote here.
Good. All right. So let's start over. And here's the Amish in Pennsylvania talking about the election.
Are there a lot more people in Lancaster County that are voting for Trump now than used to?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of Amish that registered to vote this election. So
there's a lot of Amish that are
voting now.
That are voting now.
Yeah.
And you said that a lot of the Amish don't put a sign in their yard. Why?
Hardly anybody does. No, not from the plain community.
Why is that?
They don't want to draw attention. That's probably the reason.
Okay.
It's understanding.
Yeah. All right. Too bad the entire country's not Amish because
wait, where are you going for that?
We need people voting for Donald Trump. People need to understand this.
Okay.
They need to get it like the Amish do.
But you don't have to be Amish to vote for Trump, though.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you do not.
We need more people who know how to ride horses in the streets.
Oh, that's so annoying.
And don't use social media or television or modern electronics.
I'm surprised that you know how to hold a mic.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I thought they were not allowed to touch electronics.
I don't know if they can't touch it. I don't know if they can use it, though.
Well, gentlemen, you would be curious, I'm sure, to learn that some Amish people use solar panels to generate electricity. That seems right in their wheelhouse.
That makes sense, yeah.
They use batteries to power their buggies. Well, I mean, we do cars, right?
Okay.
Amish people use generators to produce electricity for lighting. And I'm just reading here is like...
So no candlelight.
But they do have... So they do use electricity, some.
Some, yeah. It looks... But, I mean, I'd rather have... that's kind of cool. They heat their homes with wood-burning stoves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are very dangerous, but
a lot of wood-burning, which, hold on, are there a lot of... I think we just figured it out. Now we know why there's not a lot of trees around those Amish farms.
They're burning them for the winter.
Down so that they can stay alive.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go.
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you think our country is going in the right direction, or does it feel like everything's falling apart? If you're feeling somewhat alarmed right now, you're certainly not alone. In fact, Americans from all walks of life have taken action to prepare for whatever might be coming next. And that starts with having an emergency food supply. I mean, the peace of mind that comes with being able to feed your family in case of any sort of emergency is huge. Storing food in your home is the right thing to do because we're living in crazy times. Which explains why so many people are preparing right now. You can get ready, too, with a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. It comes with delicious food like creamy stroganoff, honey wheat bread, and mushroom rice pilaf. The entire kit offers over 2,000 calories every day. This food lasts up to 25 years, too. Who knows what our country will look like in 25 years, but when the day comes, you'll be ready for it. Go to preparewithpat.com right now and order your 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. It should get you through pretty much any kind of emergency. If it lasts longer than 3 months, we're really, really in serious, serious trouble. But this is a great place to start. Get you through things until help arrives or society gets back to normal or whatever the case may be. So preparewithpat.com. My Patriot Supply, preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray returns.
What's the Tony Dungy clip we have?
So we've got a bit. It's all explained. It's self-contained in this Tony Dungy thing, but it's a big vote coming up on abortion in the state of Florida. And so this ad that he made keeps popping up in my feed, and I finally watched it, and it's powerful, and it explains it perfectly here for Florida voters. It's a very important amendment vote coming up.
This November, Florida voters will be choosing yes or no on Amendment 4, which has been labeled the Right to Abortion Initiative. I urge you to read this amendment very carefully before you vote. I'm convinced if you read it carefully, you will join me in voting no. Amendment 4 was strategically written to be vague and deceptive, giving voters little information about its sweeping impact. Amendment 4 begins this way. No law shall prohibit, penalize, delay, or restrict abortion before viability. But it never states when that is. When is a fetus viable? Is it 12 weeks, 24 weeks, 36 weeks? It doesn't say. Under Amendment 4, viability is not defined in law or determined by doctors, but decided by healthcare providers, which could include employees of abortion clinics who are not doctors.
Jeez.
The bottom line is if Amendment 4 passes, there would be no time limit allowing for late-term abortions when science says that the baby can feel pain. The next thing Amendment 4 says is that even when a baby is viable, abortion would still be allowed to protect the patient's health. But what kind of health? Physical health, mental health, emotional health? And how serious must that health concern be? Again, it doesn't say, but allows the same healthcare providers at abortion clinics to make that determination. And while Amendment 4 says that it leaves in place laws that require parental notification, it fails to inform voters that it overturns Florida's law that requires parental consent, making abortion the only medical procedure that can be performed on a minor without the parent's permission. In 2022, in my home state of Michigan, voters approved a similar amendment written by the same lawyers who wrote Amendment 4. Now those lawyers are using that amendment to sue the state of Michigan to force taxpayers to fund elective abortions. The same could easily happen here if Amendment 4 passes. I believe that all mothers deserve health care and protection. Florida's current laws provide exceptions to allow abortions in cases of rape, incest, or to protect the health and life of the mother. But I also believe that all babies in the womb are actual lives in God's eyes, and those babies deserve protection too. I'm asking every Florida voter to read Amendment 4 carefully and don't be deceived by the vague language. We can protect the health of mothers and protect the lives of babies with a better solution that doesn't have so many loopholes and uncertainties. Never before have we been asked to vote on something that is literally a matter of life and death. But that is what Amendment 4 comes down to. Please join me in defending life by voting no on Amendment 4.
He's awesome. Yeah. That's great stuff. Really good points. I mean, pretty reasonable, right? I mean, who does decide that? Who decides viability? Who decides the health issue?
Right.
You can't leave that stuff vague if you want to pass a bill like this. Can't. Although they're trying. So, really nice effort from Tony Dungy. He really puts his beliefs where his mouth is, doesn't he? He puts his actions where his mouth is. He speaks out and gets involved. That's great. All right, so we got some calls here. As Keith asked for.
Y'all are awesome.
Let's go to Jay in Pennsylvania. Hey, Jay. Welcome to the Blaze.
Hey, how are you, Pat?
Good. Thanks, Jay.
Sorry. I know. I heard that earlier.
Good job, Jay. Jay, how's Pennsylvania going to go?
Hopefully for Trump.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So, yeah. I mean, I live 30 miles outside of Philadelphia, and I keep getting knocks on my door by people representing Kamala Harris and stuff, and I'm like, I'm a Trump supporter, so
get off my lawn.
Yeah,
get off my lawn.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Let's hope Pennsylvania does go to Trump.
He asked how you were doing, right?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Doing.
That's good.
Man, am I doing well?
Good.
Really, really well. Do you really want to know, or are you just making small talk?
Yeah.
I think that's the pertinent question here. Tara in North Carolina. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Well, good morning. How are you? How's your day going? Are you going to have a good day today, or are you going to have a bad day today? What team are you rooting for? Because whatever team you're rooting for, I'm rooting for you. You have a great day, and thank you for shopping with us. Literally, I say that.
All right. Hey,
yeah. Thanks, Tara.
How's North Carolina going to go, Tara?
We're going up Trump all the way, baby.
All right.
Cool.
Hey, how are things where you live in North Carolina? Are they?
Well, I'm in the central part, so I'm good. So we are absolutely good. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Virginia and Florida. Welcome.
That's confusing.
Hey, how are y'all today, Pat? I was just going to say people are shredded. We've been through 2 hurricanes. We just don't even believe what we're seeing on the news. You turn on regular news, it's like, oh, the hurricane wobbled. I'm like, what the hell did that happen? And then they're talking about the frequency and everything else. And, 179 tornadoes while it's going on. Isn't that a record for a damn hurricane, this last one? And I'm thinking,
Was it 179? Last I heard, it was 45. I have never heard the 179 figure.
You look at West Palm Gardens, and those are mansions with 1.5-inch terracotta. That thing was shredded. People don't realize the volatility of what happened. And everybody's without power 4 or 5 days. I can't imagine North Carolina. That's 3 weeks. Yeah. And if you listen to the mountain man, Eustace, he was saying that there's over 20,000 dead there. Are we getting the real truth of anything?
Wow. Jeez. I honestly don't know. I mean, I've never been more unsure about getting the truth about anything in my life than I am right now, because we're lied to continually. So who knows? Appreciate it. Thanks, Virginia. Glad you're doing okay, though. Wow, 107. Were there 179 tornadoes?
I can't find.
Spawned by the hurricane?
I can find 45.
That's what I saw. It was 45. But that's a lot. Even that's a lot.
Oh yes, but I can find 45 and 43. Those are 41. That's where I'm at. Max 45.
Yeah. Jeez. Where did she say there were 20,000 people?
Asheville. I've heard that number too. Actually,
yeah, I've heard that.
20,000 in Asheville.
Yeah,
in the mountains. Yeah,
I've heard that number from people who are estimating based on missing people. That
hope and pray.
I don't know that we'll ever know the total. Honestly,
my gosh.
But there's so many people missing. Pat,
I mean, that's inconceivable.
So slow coming out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the biggest, the most catastrophic disaster in American history by far.
And you could also then understand why the Biden-Harris team would be so slow to really be on top of this disaster and really keep it in the front page.
They don't want anybody to hear that number. Right. That's for sure.
And I'm not blaming them for all of the deaths there. No. I'm just saying, perception is reality. 2 weeks before an election, and all of a sudden you have one of the worst disasters in American history, whether it's your fault or not.
Well, if it's 20,000, I mean, that doubles the Galveston hurricane of 1900. That was about 10,000 people, they think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this would be, I mean, it's already tragic enough, let alone having that many people.
Let's send more money to Ukraine. We don't need to worry about our problems here at home.
We are. We are.
Oh, good.
Yeah, another $400 million. So, yeah.
Good.
So that's good.
Right.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.